Hey guys, it's me, Stormie, and tonight we are talking about Gemini combination. So we're starting right at the top with Gemini and Aries. Love this combination. I think it's a pretty good one. The cool thing is that Gemini is really intellectual. They're the thinker. They are the communicator. They are the information gatherer, ruled by Mercury. Then you have Aries, who is really the doer, right? So then you've got a thinker and a doer together. So I think this is a really good combination. The one thing, I talked about this a little bit in the Aries and Gemini video, but I want to touch on it here as well, is that the one thing that is really nice about these signs is that they're both really great initiators of things, right? They can both start things. So it's almost like if their relationship starts to get a little dry or a little whatever, they will change course. One of them will say, well, why don't we do it this way? And it can be completely different than what they were just doing, and both of them are okay. So it kind of creates this level of like lower competition, while at the same time, these two do like to compete with each other. It's actually very stimulating to watch. I think it's a good combination, and I am not sure actually that I was so enthused about it in the Aries and Gemini video that I did, but the more I've had time to really sit and think about this and talk to a couple Aries Gemini couples, this is a really lovely match to put together. And I think what's fun too is that they like activity. This is an active couple. These two are hot. This is the thing. They're sexy. They have sexy bodies. You know what I mean? You see them out and you're like, gee, is a hair out of place? I think that's this couple. They're pretty vain. So I think it's a really good combination. They do have to be careful because Aries can get overly aggressive and can get overly possessive, which doesn't happen very often for Aries. And Gemini can be way too flirtatious. And if this happens, it will create a huge fire. I mean, you got to think about it. You have an air sign and a fire sign. And if too much air gets pushed in there, that fire is going to grow. Makes sense, right? So that is the combination between Gemini and Aries. If you have been in a Gemini and Aries relationship or you're in one now, leave that information down below. I would love to know all about it. And I would love for you to also like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you guys tomorrow as we move on with the Gemini combinations and get ready for horoscopes and the channel update. Bye, guys. Hey guys, it's me, Stormie, and tonight we are talking about the pairing of Gemini and Taurus energy. And this is another one for me that when these come together, I just kind of go, no thanks, it's okay, let's just let it go. And it's because there's so much adjustment that generally needs to be done in this relationship for it to work. I mean, they really have to figure out how the other one is processing things, and then they really have to kind of learn to process it together. And the harder part about it is that Taurus, being ruled by Venus, this beautiful planet of love, and Gemini being ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication, information gathering, decision making, but also of both masculine and feminine energy, Taurus has to figure out which way they're going on any given day. Am I working with the masculine Gemini today, or am I working with the feminine Gemini today? And that is in both male and female Geminis. That's just the way Mercury goes. Mercury holds both of those energies, so Mercury just kind of picks one according to what the task is. So that's really an unsure and unsteady and not very sensual, sexy place for Taurus. Now, one thing I can say is that if this is a business relationship or sometimes even a friendship, this can be really cool because they're so different that it's almost opposites attract kind of energy. Now, when we're talking about romance, though, I'm going to tell you, these two can be hot and sizzly in the get naked zone. Absolutely. But they just kind of, the fire fizzles very quickly with these two. Not to mention, one is an earth sign, one is an air sign. Taurus is not really looking to get swept away, and Gemini is not really looking to be held so consistently down. Now, when they can make it work, because of course this is sun sign compatibility only, when they can make it work, I don't even know what to say about when they can make it work. I don't know that many pairings of Geminis and Taurus, sun signs only, that have really made it work. So maybe you're one of those couples of signs out there who have managed to figure out how to do it long term. If that's you, leave your comments down below. Let me know all about the good times that you're having, or if it was a good time and now it's not a good time anymore, let me know. I want to hear all about your Gemini-Taurus relationship down in the comment box below. Of course, rate, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow when we talk about Gemini and Gemini. Bye, guys. Hey guys, it's me, Stormie, and tonight we are talking about the Gemini-Gemini combo, and what a lovely, fun combination of really 4 different people, right? Because you've got the twins, each person bringing a set of twins. That makes 4 different people. So this is a very exciting relationship. They can cut and come and go and switch and change directions. And they're also air signs, so they don't feel completely contained in one little situation, and the other one loves that because they need this intellectual stimulation, and they need to be stimulated, and they need to be influenced in a different way. So this is a very exciting pairing, and they both express very similarly, so it's easy for them to understand. Now, of course, with any of the elements, the one thing they have to be careful of is that the air doesn't get spinning so fast that it actually swirls the other one down. It doesn't happen very often because these two are usually pretty much able to keep up with each other, so not a big problem. They are ruled by the planet of Mercury, so these are talkers. They are chatty, and if you ever meet a Gemini couple, you may leave like this. Oh, what has just happened? Like, I literally feel like I was talked into a swirl. Because these are chatty people. These are the people, when you see them out and about, they are the life of the party. They can be in the exact same room and be texting each other because they just love to talk to each other. And they will talk to each other in any form or fashion that they can. So, scale of 1 to 5, I definitely give this kind of couple a 5. If you are in a Gemini relationship or you've experienced that, leave it down below. I would love to hear all about it. And of course, rate, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys tomorrow when we do Gemini and Cancer. Bye! Hey guys, it's me, Stormie, and tonight we are covering the Gemini and Cancer combination. And this is a really curious combination to me. It is definitely one that I think, no, not so much on the long-term sun sign compatibility forefront. And the reason I say that is because, well, first let me tell you, these two pairings, when they do come together, it is an experience that if you've ever been in it, you know that it's definitely an experience because they process the world so completely differently. You know, Cancer is very much so about kind of holding on to those feelings, bottling them up, and stuffing them inside of their little crabby shell, right? Gemini is a communicator, and they are a thinker, and they are an expressive sign, so they are not about holding it in. So then you basically have an extroverted sign and an introverted sign together, and while it would seem like opposites attract, what kind of dampens it is that Gemini, being this air sign, has a tendency to be a lot less emotional, which is not going to work with Cancer, who is ruled by the moon, which is the heart of emotions, and they are sensitive signs. So that's why I say that it's really very curious. And one thing that I have seen in couples that have been the Gemini-Cancer kind of pairing is that they do try and work together because there tends to be a chemistry here that they can't really explain, where they're like, well, I can't explain why this doesn't work. We have chemistry, so why doesn't it work? But so what happens is they will try to make it work. You know, Gemini will try and be a little bit more charming, or will be a little bit more charming, and Cancer will do its very best to be less emotional so that they can just kind of make it work. But really the fact is when these two signs come together, it's a little bit too different, and I really think the big hindering issue here is just the sensitivity of the Cancer and the lack of sensitivity on the part of the Gemini. Now, I want to be very clear that I think that this is a combination that is absolutely one that they can learn from each other. If Gemini can learn to come down from the wall just a little bit, be a little bit more considerate of Cancer and Cancer's need for intimacy and Cancer's need for being reassured that they're loved and, you know, just swooned on a little bit, and Cancer can be a little bit less emotional and just kind of get on board, then what happens is if they can do that, they can actually become allies. And Gemini can think up all of these great plans for their life, and Cancer will sit in the back and totally support those ideas as they come to fruition, if they can stand each other for long-term amounts of time. So that is the Gemini-Cancer compatibility. I will see you tomorrow when we do Gemini and Leo. Like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, guys. Hey guys, it's me, Stormie, and tonight we're talking about the Gemini and Leo combination, and this is a very high-spirited combination. You know, Leo is very robust, very playful, very expressive. Gemini, being the air sign and the thinker and the twins, they are constantly on the move, on the go, thinking of new things, talking about new things, things like that. And they're also the information gatherer. So what also makes this combination really interesting is that Leo likes to go out, be the center of attention during the day, just have all this fame and spotlight and that kind of attitude, and and gather these relationships and experiences, and then can come home at night and tell Gemini all about it. Gemini will gather every piece of detail about the information and just completely soak it up, because now it's information. And so they really kind of have this high-spiritedness about them. Now, where can the troubles lie for these two? One, if Leo gets too much about Leo, which Leo is all about Leo because it's ruled by the sun. But if they get too much about it, Gemini is not going to stand for that. Neither one of the twins are going to stand for that. And they may have some humble pie served to them, those little Leos. On the other side, if Gemini gets too flirty, too outgoing, too whatever, and Leo doesn't take it very well because Leo's no longer the center of the Gemini world, or so it's perceived, then these two sun signs will come into conflict. But what's interesting about the conflict, I think, too, even with these two signs, is that when they do come into conflict, they're two very big personalities. They're two very big characteristic kind of signs. So they can actually have the kind of conflict that's really productive, and they just get it squashed out. So they squash out quite a bit, you know what I mean, actually, and they're a fire and an air sign. So, you know, the air is keeping the fire going. It's a really good time with these two signs. So this is, if I was to take the 1 to 5 kind of compatibility rating, I would definitely give this like 3.5, 4. This is a pretty good one, I think. All right, guys, like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to know if you and your partner are compatible, click the link down below, stormiegrace.com, and you can get a compatibility chart done on each one of your domains, or just the way you guys look together. All right, bye, guys. Hey guys, it's me, Stormie, and so tonight I am redoing the Gemini Virgo compatibility. The audio on yesterday's video was absolutely bananas, so today I am re-uploading this one. So when we put these two energies together, what we find is we've got the Virgin who comes together with the twins, an earth sign coming together with an air sign. This is really, really interesting because this is not a pairing that I would typically say, yes, run out and this is going to be great. But it's definitely an experience that you don't want to miss, because what you have here is that you have the twins and they can look at situations from two different perspectives. So Gemini is very easily able to see all different sides of a different situation. And then you have another very intelligent and analytical mind, which is Virgo, also analyzing a situation from all different type of perspectives. But the way that Virgo is going to process the information that it's just analyzed is not in the same way that the twins would do. So you kind of have a situation here where I think it's too much one of the same differently, if that makes any kind of sense. Now, the one thing I can also say too here is because these are two very intellectual minds, that they really don't overpower one another. One thing that may happen is that Virgo may be a little bit too serious and a little bit too steady and stable and unmovable, and that won't really be something that Gemini wants to participate in. And Gemini, being an air sign, being the twins, you know, Virgo's like, look, I don't even know who you are today or what we're doing or, like, you know, what's going on. And they're not going to enjoy that either. But these are two signs that if they stick it out, a lot of adjustment is going to need to be made so that they can. And if they can make those adjustments, they'll get a chance to learn from each other in ways that no other sign is going to teach them, because they process the world just so differently. So on the scale of 1 to 5, I would definitely give this relationship maybe like a 1.5, a 2, nothing too high. But if you are somebody who's been in a Gemini Virgo relationship, I would love to hear from you. Put your comments down below. If you're in one right now and it's just going completely smoothly, tell the rest of us how to do it. I will see you guys tomorrow, or actually in a few minutes, because I'm getting ready to do the next video. We're going to do Gemini and Libra. Love that combo. We'll see you guys later. Like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, guys. Hey guys, it's me, Stormie, and we are going to go ahead and talk about the Gemini and Libra compatibility. And I really like these signs together. They get high stars for me, like a 4 or 5, and it's because this is an intellectual couple, but also an agile couple. You've got Gemini, who is ruled by the twins, so one day they're one way, one day they're the other, but then Libra, who is balanced by the scales. So it's almost like you get two people just really doing the balancing act of whatever's happening that day in their relationship. And I think too, the other thing I really like about what I've seen about these couples is that they have a mutual admiration for each other. They're both air signs, so that is absolutely in their favor. So as one is ready to
come and go this way and then all of a sudden change directions, the other one is usually able to get on board very quickly. So they have an exciting, airy, beautiful relationship because Libra is ruled by Venus and likes beautiful things. And most of the time, Gemini is very striking looking. They're not always like beautiful, like soft, beautiful people, but they can be striking looking. That makes them so entirely gorgeous. Plus, they have the intellect and the wit to keep up with Libra, and that is very, very attractive. As well, the other thing I really like about this is that Libra is easily able to keep up with when Gemini is ready to start a new project or when Gemini is getting bored. So Libra's able to go, oh, we need to just spice it up or change directions or something like that. And Gemini can be flexible and be happy to kind of go with it without disrupting the twins too much. So this in the compatibility scale, I really do give a 4 or 5. I like them together. I don't feel like there's a whole lot of adjustment that needs to be made. They can just kind of naturally get together and get to enjoying each other. All right, guys, if you have been in a Gemini-Libra relationship or you're in one now, I would love to hear about it down below. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow when we do Gemini and Scorpio. Bye, guys. Hey guys, it's me, Stormie, tonight talking about the Gemini and Scorpio combination. And this combination, if they can figure it out, are usually really unstoppable. Now, I say that because they really sometimes have a hard time figuring it out. One of the reasons is that Gemini is comfortable with talking. The twins love to talk, they love to gather information and share. Scorpio is not a sharer. Scorpio likes to sit on it and brood on it and just breathe it all in, you know? Like Gemini's like, well, I don't know, let's get it out in the open. Let's just have this full fleeing conversation. And Scorpio is like, yeah, that's a little bit too deep. I need to marinate. You know what I mean? So you have a talker and I don't want a talker, which really makes it interesting. Now, this relationship never lacks for passion because they are both really passionate people. Scorpio being ruled dually by Mars and by Pluto, that's passion and power. And then you've got Mercury ruling Gemini, and Mercury in itself is a decision maker, is a doer, is a let's find out, let's talk about it kind of sign. So they never lack for passion. So much passion, usually, that it turns into arguments, especially because Gemini can have this very airy, go with the flow, spontaneous, flirty nature. And Scorpio will not be having that business because it sets off their jealousy and their control and things like that. So that's what I think makes this pairing really, really hard. But now I want to say sun sign compatibility only. And I know for a fact that there are Gemini and Scorpio relationships out there that are still together. I won't speak to the, intense amount of happiness that they're experiencing, but they are experiencing each other. So if you've been in a Gemini and Scorpio relationship or you're in one now, I would love to hear about it. Share with us, share with the community, because some of the harder pairings, we'd love to know how you're doing it. All right, guys, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you a little bit later when I do Gemini and Sagittarius. Bye, guys.
Hey guys, it's me, Stormie, and tonight we are going to talk about the Gemini and Sagittarius relationship, and this is one of those pairings for me that I give a straight up 5 to. This is a really great combination. They're not only great as being a couple, but they're really good at being friends too. This combination of air sign and fire sign both can give each other the independence that the other one really, really, really requires. Now, Gemini being ruled by Mercury likes the mental freedom, right? Like they like to be able to think of all of these amazing things. And then Sagittarius being ruled by Jupiter, who is luck, but he's also of travel, loves to put those brand new ideas into play. So these two play together and create a life together. It's actually a really amazing combination to watch. Of course, they can have problems, but usually when they do, they smooth out with very little effort because they have such an understanding of each other. So for me, this is definitely that couple I give just a straight up 5. I love watching these two together, and they're that couple for me as a Taurus who's not real fond of either of those signs necessarily in a relationship with myself. They make me giggle when I watch them together. All right, guys, like, comment, and subscribe. If you've got questions, leave them down below. Or if you are in a Gemini-Sagittarius relationship or have been, I would love to hear all about it. Leave it down below. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Hey guys, it's me, Stormie, and tonight we are talking about the Gemini-Capricorn pairing. And this is such a tough pairing, honestly. I mean, they really couldn't be more opposite from each other in the way that they process the world, so it can make it very hard. You know, Gemini likes to be very airy and very flirtatious and just take their love and their feelings and their emotions and just kind of go with the flow with them. Very airy, right? Whereas Capricorn can really be very deep. It's an earth sign. They move very slowly. They bring things in very deeply, very slowly. So they're not so quick and flighty and airy with it as Gemini is. The other thing is that Gemini likes to think of one thing and then move to the next, right? Capricorn is not like that. They are slow, they are sturdy, they are steady, they are going to persevere all the way to their power and their success. Gemini is not like that. And sometimes too, just depending on the rest of the chart, but remember right now we're only focusing on sun sign compatibility. Capricorns can be very quiet and they just kind of, they're observers, very much so. And as you know, a Gemini is absolutely not. They're very boisterous. They are ruled by Mercury, so they want to talk and chat with everybody. And that is not really Capricorn style. The thing I think is the most complicated, though, about these two is how often Mercury and Saturn, their ruling planets, can just really oppose each other. So what that can really create in this relationship is this repression of natural instincts and natural drive. It's almost like they are trying to figure out why they're staying together, because there is a little bit of chemistry. There is an odd attraction normally when these two come together, and they're trying to figure out how to make it work, but yet they're not able to be themselves. It's like it's stuck a little bit. So now, of course, I am sure that there are some Gemini Capricorns out there just rocking the world, making it crazy. And if that's you, leave it down below. I would love to hear about this pairing. It's not one I all too often see long-term pairing with, but if that's you, I totally want to hear about it. So does everybody else. All right, guys, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. Hey guys, it's me, Stormie, talking tonight about the Gemini-Aquarius pairing. This is generally a very nice pairing. They both have this really interesting mental connection, I think, that comes together, and they really can help each other and understand each other as they process these new mental ideas and how to get them out to the world and things like that. The thing that I really like about this pairing is that Aquarius can really help Gemini focus down a little bit, because Gemini likes to, move from one thing to the next very, very quickly. And Aquarius, being very visionary and very humanitarian-like, they also like to move forward, but they do understand the grounding and focus a little bit better than Gemini, which is interesting to say since they're both air signs. But I really feel like Aquarius helping Gemini focus a little bit more is a really strong connection that they share here. They just have to be careful not to completely step all over Gemini, because Gemini doesn't want to be pushed. They don't want to be tried to contained. Air does not want to be contained. The other thing that I like about this pairing is that because Aquarius is ruled by the planets Saturn and Uranus, it gives them this very forward-thinking, humanitarian, karma-like qualities. Whereas Gemini is ruled by Mercury, so it's all about communication. So what do humanitarians do? They get out there, right? So if you're ready to get out there and take your vision forward and help the world and be progressive and innovative, you want a really great spokesperson, right? So they make just a really nice pairing together. I've seen plenty of long-term couples that are Gemini and Aquarius. If that long-term pairing happens to be you, or if you've been in a Gemini and Aquarius relationship, please put it down below. We would all love to know how that kind of felt for you, how it went. Like, comment, and subscribe, of course, and I will see you guys in the next video when we talk about Gemini and Pisces. Bye, guys. Hey guys, it's me, Stormie, talking to you tonight about the Gemini and Pisces pairing. I like this pairing so much because I think that Pisces just kind of sees through all of Gemini's BS down to the heart of them, so they're able to really communicate and understand them at an intuitive level. It's not just surface level stuff. You know what I mean? Like, Pisces really gets what Gemini is going for and what Gemini is trying to do and accomplish. So as they have these 5,000 brand new new ideas. Pisces like, oh, I see what you're trying to do. They both are mentally flexible and both very mentally agile. They both really are able to expect the unexpected. Gemini with the twins and Pisces being so deeply empathetic. I think that this is a really great relationship, not only as a couple, but also as friends as well. So I give this pairing in my book definitely about a 4. Now, if you've been in a Pisces-Gemini relationship, please let me know down below. Let the community know what that's been like. Successful, really good time, whatever it was, we want to hear about it. And of course, like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video when we start going over the Cancers. Bye!